Hi guys, welcome back to ladensercrotchets. If you're new to the channel, my name is Liz. You're welcome. Kindly subscribe and join the family. In this tutorial, we're going to make this very simple chain top with short sleeves. I previously made another top that was long sleeved and it had a distressed look because I added some fringes all over the top. But for this one, we're going to work without the fringes. But then again, if you want to add them, you can do that to achieve that distressed look. So now get your materials and let's get into the tutorial. We are using a medium weight yarn. It's Winter King, 100% acrylic, a 4-ply yarn in color purple. Then I'll be using my 4mm crochet hook. I'll need a darning needle. I'm not sure I'll need stitch markers, but I'll have them in hand. Then we have a measuring tape. We begin with a slip knot, and our starting chain is going to be half of the bust, measured without stretching out too much. So I'll start with a chain of 60. I'm working a bust of 36 divided by 2, that will be 18. So I want to chain until I get 18 inches. So I'll first chain 60. These are my 60 chains. I'm going to measure this to see the length I've gotten. And without stretching out too much, I'm at 18. And so I've hit my half of the bust. The next thing that we do is we're going to add chains for the sleeves. So I'm going to add 20 chains on one side, 20 chains on the other side. So that means I'm going to add a total of 40 chains. The 40 chains is standard for all the sizes. But if you want longer sleeves, you can do up to 60. The number of chains that you add should be in such a way that when you divide them by 2, you'll get, like, when I add 40, I'll have 20 on one side, 20 on the other side. When I add 60, I'll have 30 and 30 on the other side. So I'm going to add 20 because I don't want sleeves that are too long. I'm adding 40. I've added the 40 chains, so in total I have 100. Then after that, I'll add 2 more chains, 1 and 2. Then I'll block off the last chain, then chain 1 more, insert my hook into the chain that I'm holding, yarn over and pull up a loop to get 2 loops on the hook, then yarn over and pull through the 2 loops to complete a single crochet. Then I'll go into the next chain and do another single crochet there, so that we have 2 single crochets at the beginning. Then we're going to chain 8. After chaining 8, we count 8 chains on our starting chain. So count 8 stitches. This is the 8th. And then we're going to insert the hook into the 9th. So you want to skip 8, so I'll go into the 9th and do a single crochet there. Then another single crochet into the next chain. And this is what we're getting. Then we're going to chain 8 again. Skip 8 chains. So we are skipping 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry. Counting this way on camera is not as easy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Into the 9th, insert the hook and do a single crochet. Then do a second single crochet next. Count 8 again, chain 8 again. count the 8 stitches and skip them. Into the 9th, do a single crochet and another single crochet, then repeat this to the end. So I'm going to repeat that the pattern. I'm going to repeat the pattern till I get to the end. I'll meet you as I come to the end of the chain. So these are 2 chains. At the end, you should have 10 stitches remaining, and so you're going to count 8, to chain 8. Then skip all the stitches and work into the second last chain. Place a single crochet and a single crochet into the last stitch. And there we've completed row 1. To begin row 2, we chain 1 and turn. Begin in the very first stitch, this one right here. We place a single crochet, then a single crochet into the next single crochet, chain 8, skip over to the next single crochets and place a single crochet into each of them, 1 and 2, chain 8 again, skip to the next single crochets, place 1 single crochet into each of the 2 single crochets, this is what we are getting, chain 8, skip to the single crochets and repeat this pattern to the end. At the end, we'll just do our last chain. Then into the last single crochets, the 2 of them, we place 1 into the first and 1 single crochet into the very last single crochet. And there we have our row 2 done. And this is the row that we're going to repeat until we get a total of 30 rows. So chain 1 and turn to begin row 3. Repeat row 2 in row 3. So the same way we began in row 2, single crochet in the first stitch, single crochet into the second stitch, chain 8, single crochet into the next single crochets, 1 into each, then repeat till you get 30 rows. This is after my 30 rows. So then what we do at the end is I'll just complete the last single crochet, then chain 1 and cut off the yarn at that point, then pull through, fasten and turn your work to the other side. So we are done with the sleeve part. We are at the armpits, and what we're going to do is, because I added 40 chains, I'm going to divide the 40 by 2, and that will be 20. And what I'll do is on this side, I'll count these two. We have these chain 8 and these chain 8. So I'm going to count these two of them. Then I'll join at the end of the second one. So count 1 and 2. At the end of the second one, I'll put my yarn through and reconnect. I'll put my hook through the first single crochet after the second chain 8. Then start with a slip knot, then slip stitch to connect, and then chain 1. After chaining 1, we go back into that stitch with a single crochet, then back into the next single crochet with a single crochet. So we leave this part, and then we're going to work until we get to 2 chain 8s, until we get to this point, such that on this side you have this chain 8 and this other chain 8, just like we have on the other side. And that leaves out the sleeve part of the top. Now chain 8, work the single crochets next to the 2 of them, then chain 8 again to the 2 single crochets, chain 8, single crochets on top of the previous single crochets, chain 8, then skip over to the single crochets, chain 8, the 2 single crochets, chain 8, then the last 2 single crochets. And this is what that's where we're going to end. So we have these stitches remaining on that side and the stitches on this side. Now from here we chain 1 and turn to begin row 32. Start with a single crochet and a single crochet next, chain 8, skip over to the next 2 single crochets, and repeat till you get where we've reconnected the yarn. From this point, after the point of reconnection of the yarn, I'm going to work a total of 20 rows, so that in total from the top to the bottom, I'll have 50 rows. If you want your top longer, you can work more rows, more than 20, that is. At the end, chain 1 and turn to begin row 33. And now I'll keep going with the rows until I get to 50 rows. I decided to do a total of 55 rows instead of 50. So that means from the top to the armpits, that's 30. Then from the armpits to the waist, that's 25. In total, 55. At the end, we're going to chain 1 and cut off the yarn at that point. Pull through and fasten. Now we are done with one of the panels, and we need to have another one completely identical to this. So I'll just make another one like this one, and then I'll be back to show you how to join the two panels to get the top. I have the second panel ready, and this is what we have. So we're just going to join the two panels together to get the complete top. Now you need to hold the first panel with the wrong side facing the table, and I have, this is the right side on top. Then I'll get the other panel and place the right side. This is the right side, and this will also be the right side. So the right sides should be facing each other. And then we're going to have one wrong side on the bottom, the other wrong side on top. Then we're going to join. After the second panel, I've not cut off the yarn because I'm going to use it to join this part. Now, from here, I'm just going to chain 1. Then I'll turn my work like this. Then I'm going to join from the bottom part of the top to the armpits, then continue to the end of the sleeve. So beginning from here, we're going to work on the rows. We connect the corresponding rows. So I'm going to insert my hook in the first row in this panel, and the first row on the other panel, then connect with a single crochet. Then I'll move on to the second row, and the second row on the other side, connect with a single crochet, go into the third row, and the third row on the other side, connect them with a single crochet, and then connect the rows till you get to the armpits. We're going to join the sleeve part differently. So once I get to the armpits, I'll show you how to connect the sleeve part. So just one single crochet connecting the corresponding rows. So I'm at the armpits now. I'm just connecting the last row on the armpits, and that gets me to the chains. And at that point, I'm going to chain 8. Skip over on the sleeve to the chains, to the single crochets that we have. The first single crochet on this side and the single crochet on the other side. Connect them with a single crochet. Then connect the next single crochets with another single crochet. Then chain 8 again to complete this part. So chain 8. And then we're going to skip to the single crochet and the corresponding single crochet on the other side. Connect them. And then the last single crochet, we connect them with a single crochet. Then chain 1 and cut off the yarn at that point. Pull through and fasten. So one side is connected. We've connected from the bottom to the sleeve part. So this is what we have on the wrong side, and this is what we're going to have on the right side. So I like to pull just to remove the crease like that. Now we need to connect the upper part of the arm. We've connected the bottom part, so we connect the upper part, and to do that I turn my work to this side. Now the sleeve ends at this point, so we're going to connect 3 chains after this, 8 chains after the sleeve. So it ends here, so we count 8 chains to this side and connect in the single crochets that are after that first 8 chains. So we're going to connect at this point the 8 chains that will be on the shoulders, these ones, then these 2 are on the sleeve. I'm just going to make a slip knot and then connect the yarn on the single crochet, the corresponding single crochets. Then I'll chain 1 and go back into that single crochet with another single crochet. It was a chain, so I'm working a single crochet on top of the 2 single crochets, then into this single crochet and the single crochet on the other side, connect them with a single crochet. Then we want to work to the end of the sleeve, so there's a chain 8 which we are going to make chain 8, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 and 8, and then we skip to the single crochets, the first single crochet on this end and the single crochet on the other panel. Work a single crochet on top of them and on top of the next single crochet, then chain 8, skip over to the single crochets and connect them, then connect the next ones. We have 1 chain 8 remaining, so we chain 8 again, and then we connect with single crochets at the end, this single crochet and the single crochet on the other side, then the final single crochet at the end, chain 1 and cut off the yarn, pull through and fasten. So we have that one side done. We have the sleeve, the lower part is joined, and therefore we're not going to join this other side, just the same way we've done on this part. Get the yarn, start with a slip knot, start at the bottom part, insert your hook in the first row on one panel and the first row on the other side. So first row and first row, then slip stitch there and chain 1, go back into that first row with a single crochet, into the second rows we connect them with a single crochet, this row and the second row on the other side. As I do that, I'm working over this end just to weave it in, and now I'm just going to connect all the corresponding rows to the armpits just like we've done on the other side. Once we get to the armpits, we continue to the sleeve with the chains. So I'm at the last row on the armpits, and now I'm working on the sleeve part where I'll chain 8. Then move to the single crochets, the first one on this sleeve and the first one on the other sleeve, single crochet on them, then the second single crochet, chain 8, then single crochet, so you have this single crochet and the other single crochet on the other side, and we're connecting them with another single crochet, then one final single crochet, then we chain 1 and cut off the yarn at that point, pull through and fasten, and now we have that bottom part joined. Now we need to turn and join the upper part just like we've done on the other side. We want to join from, so like we know this is the sleeve part, it ends at this point. We are counting the 8 stitches or the 8 chains and beginning on the single crochets on the top part, so that now this is the opening for the neckline. We begin with a slip knot at that point, slip stitch, chain 1, single crochet back into that stitch, single crochet into the second single crochets, connecting them, this one and the one on the other side, chain 8, skip over to the next single crochets, this one and the other one on the other side, single crochet, then the next one, then chain 8, we move to the next single crochet, and on the other side join them, then join the next ones, then chain 8, and we finally join in the last 2 single crochets. So this one on this side and the other one on the other side, single crochet, then single crochet in the last one, chain 1 and cut off the yarn. And now at this point we are done with the top. All you need to do is weave in the ends, and after you've done that we can turn it to the other side. So let me weave in this end and show you. I'll show you how to weave in a few of the ends. So for this one, just insert the darning needle in between the single crochet stitches that we've used to connect the top. Once you're satisfied that the end is well hidden, you're going to cut it off if there's any that is remaining. It seems like I do not have any. Then we have this end will go to these double crochets on the sleeve part. But if you want the distressed look like we did in the previous top, you can leave these ends and then you attach the fringes. But I want to work this one without the fringes, so that's why I'm weaving in the ends. I'm just going to cut this end that has remained. So I'm just working the end inside the single crochet stitches. And I'm doing this from the wrong side of the top. Then I'll just pull it and cut off whatever end that remains. And I've weaved in the ends on this side. We have this other one on top. So I'll go on weaving all the other ends, and then I'll be back to show you the right side of the top and how it will be looking like once all the ends are weaved in. This is after weaving in all the ends, and now I'll just turn it to the right side. And there we have our top ready to be worn. So thank you so much for watching the tutorial to the end. If you've enjoyed the tutorial, kindly leave a like, a comment, share, subscribe if you're not subscribed, and see you in the next tutorial.